Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. I am your host. There's a new podcast on the block. You've just tuned in to Giving Light Incorporated every Sunday at 2. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to talk to you. Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in. You've just tuned in to Reversing Your Power. And if this is your first time, don't worry about it. This is my first time too. This is a new podcast on the block, and it's actually sponsored by Giving Light Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization designed to meet you wherever you are. And we have great conversations in store for you. The last couple of weeks, we've actually been talking about student loans. And last Sunday, I spoke to freshmen. So we all been freshmen at one time. We had to start out as a freshman. And I was talking to the freshmen about how we actually got here. I broke down the different types of loans. I broke down the government loans. I broke down the private loans. So if you are a freshman or you just want a refreshing course, you want a refresher, let me say it that way, go back to our website, which is Giving Light Incorporated. Is givinglightinc.com. That's right, givinglightinc.com. And there you'll be able to see a phone number that you can pick up and give us a call. You'll actually be able to give us some questions and email it in, and I will respond back. So with that being said, this Sunday, I'm actually talking to students who actually had to leave out for any reason at all. Leave school, leave your university of your choice, just temporarily. Because one thing that we may have in common, when we got into this university, we was excited. But school is hard, just like anything else. And you were committed to be there for 4 years, 2 years, and you had a plan. But all hell broke loose. And that's what happens when you're trying to achieve a goal. So let me tell you something. This isn't new. This is a wake up. That's what this is. It's a wake up. When you're trying to achieve goals and you're trying to achieve your dreams and you got plans for your future, it is not going to be easy, but you got to be determined to do it. You got to fight through it. And sometimes it means taking a pause. Sometimes it means taking a step back. Sometimes it means I've got to feed the children. Sometimes it means I got to go get a job. Sometimes it means I got to take care of my family. Sometimes it means I'm lazy and I don't want to get up for class and I'm being whatever you being. Okay, I can't think of it right now, but you being it. But you take a step back and you say, you know what? I do want to get back. I want to get back because I can't make the money that I need to make now unless I complete this degree. So this show is designed to give you some options to make sure your loans do not go in default. And if you had to step back for a couple of years or a semester, whatever, you had loans. This is what this show is about. Those of you that had loans, because you know that this administration called the loans in that were on pause May 5th of 2025. And the thing about it is we want to say it happened during COVID or whatever, and we thought Biden was going to do something special for us as students. He was going to forgive them. But in reality, we signed a promissory note. And that is a legal binding contract. Yes, a legal binding contract. And I've said it before, not unless somebody sends you a letter through email or through the snail mail and say your loans have been satisfied, you still owe it. You still owe it. So no matter what politicians say about our student loans, we signed a binding contract that said we promised to pay. And that's the title of the contract, a promissory note. So if your loans have not been forgiven, you have not paid them off, and you're not in some kind of repayment plan, this is what this show is all about. So please get a pen, get a piece of paper. You're in between. That's what this show is called. You're in between. You're in between your dreams. You're in between your goals. That's why I named it In Between. But the show is really still called Reversing Your Power, because what happened was if you didn't make arrangements on your loan, you had the power when you signed the loan. That's when you had the power, but you gave your power away when you defaulted on the contract. It's called a breach of contract. You didn't keep the promise that you made on the contract. And now the government or the private banks now have it in their power to garnish your check, to put a lien against your house, to even garnish your Social Security. Now, you know you're old if they're talking about garnishing your Social Security check or your disability check because you got hurt. So there's so many different options that your loan can be in. And I'm here to tell you that you can call me because every student's case is different. We still owe the loan, but you need to understand what plan is good for you. And with this new administration, we know that the Department of Education has been dismantled. We do know now that the Small Business Administration has our loans, and they're even short on staff. So they're not even processing the loans as quickly as they're supposed to. So in the meantime, your loans are sitting there, and if they're not in a repayment plan, that makes it even worse. So while they're sitting there and you're trying to get a hold of someone so you don't get garnished, I want to give you the tools that you need to help you understand what you need to do and what you need to say. That's it. So I'm going to take a few minutes to tell you what you need to know, okay? Number one, you need to call them and let them know that you need to be in a forbearance, okay? Number two, you need to go online at the Department of Education, and hopefully your loans are with the Department of Education, and look at all the different plans that they have, okay? Because each plan is different. Now, mind you, you're not in school, so your loans are not in deferment, which means while you're in school, you don't have to pay them. But if you're out of school and you're out as far as long as 6 months, those loans now need to be paid. That's how long the government allows you to not pay your loans while you're out. If you don't get back into school within 6 months, now they're due. Now you need to start making payment. So what I want to tell you is I want you to contact me and let's go over it. Because again, we're a nonprofit organization and every case is different. And for example, you may have gotten hurt and you're getting disability checks. Well, you may now qualify to get those loans forgiven because you can't even return to work. So that is one option for you. You are now probably laid off and you can't get a good job to pay these loans, buy food, pay for your car, pay for your rent, pay for your mortgage. So you need help as far as delaying these loans from being paid, and that's how we go over that, because you've got other expenses, but you can't ignore it, because one thing that the government has power to do, and that is garnish your check. They have that power. This is why this is so crucial right now, and this is why 56 million of us who have student loans need to make sure that we're in some type of plan, whether it's paying it back through a job. You might need to even get a part-time job just dedicated to just those loans. Yes, you might need to do that. You've got children, you've got expenses. You might need to get a part-time job dedicated just for those student loans. And we know it's hard to find a job nowadays. So again, every case is different. So you might need to give me a call and we need to go over your budget to find out what is the best plan for you. Yes, but my concern is you're hearing me and you're thinking, well, they're behind. It'll be a long time before they get me. You don't know when they're going to get you, okay? You want to be ready. You want to be ready. And if you have loans, which are called Sally Mae, and they're with private banks, you cannot consolidate those loans with the government loans. So that is another option. If you've got loans that spread out from different semesters, number one, you need to look into consolidating those loans, meaning bringing them all together into one loan. Yes, consolidation. You want to write that down. You want to talk to the lender. You say, I want to consolidate all these loans that I've gotten out each semester and make them one. Now, once they're one loan, one debt, because they're not all spread it out, but there are accruing interest. Now you still want to see what plan can I be in versus my income. And I'm going to tell you, there are some plans based on your income where you will pay zero. You will pay zero because you're not even making enough to pay your student loans. So I don't want you to be scared. I want you to be powerful. I wanted you to put the power back in your hand. I don't want you begging for nothing. There are plans for you to be in. There are plans that you're eligible for, but you just need somebody to talk to, somebody that you can trust. So again, my name is Michelle. You can reach me at givinglightinc.com. There's a phone number on that website, and you can actually type in your questions and I will get back to you. So let's take a pause, and I want to go over some more things with you because there are some parents who have taken out Parent Plus loans, and you have children. Number one, you couldn't have taken out a Parent Plus loan if you didn't have a child. You're the parent, you're the guardian. And the thing about that, you were so invested in your child, you believed in your child, and for some reason your child had to get out. But you're the primary borrower for this Parent Plus loan. So that means you can be garnished, whether your child finished college or not. So for the parents who took out Parent Plus loans, there are different plans for you as well. Yes, there are. There are different plans for you. And it's unfortunately, they can garnish you too because it's still a student loan. But you probably went to a private lender. Private lenders are so much different than government loans because government loans have different options that you can apply for. Okay? Their consequences are different too because a private lender cannot garnish your Social Security where the government can. A private lender doesn't have as many options like the government. And this is why I tell students, I wish you hadn't gone to a private bank to get a loan. You know, as a parent, if you have a house, you might need to refinance your house just to pay that bank off. That private bank may not have the options that the government have to be more lenient with you, to allow you to put your loans in forbearance. Yeah, so parents, it's a little tougher, but we got to deal with it. We got to talk about it, and we need to call the bank to see what plans that they offer because they're called the same thing. It'll be called the repayment plan, but the rules are different, where the rules are the same with the government with two different loans. Okay, so I hope I wasn't going too fast and I covered a lot, but the bottom line is if you're a parent, I talked about the Parent Plus loans that you've got with private lenders. I talked to the students who came out of school for any type of reason, okay, and you plan on going back, but you can't go back if the loans are in default. They can come out of default. Okay, and that's a way that is a way that you can call your lender. You can call the Department of Education, and they have like a plan if you're in default where you make 6 consecutive payments. And once you've made those payments every month for 6 months, now you're in good standing, and now you can return getting your Pell Grant restored. Okay. Again, I'll say that again. Once you've made 6 consecutive payments and they were in default, now your student loans are restored, and now you can return to school and start getting grants again, which is free. You can actually start getting loans again. So this is how you get your loans out of default. If your loans were never in default and you're in a repayment plan, or you're just delinquent and they're heading that way, because if you haven't made any payments within 120 days, okay, or 90 days, they're hurting your credit report. They're hurting your score. And we already know that started happening already. This is already in effect. So give me a call. My name is Michelle. You have been listening to reversing your power. And I've been talking to the students that are in between their dreams of having to stop school, but you plan on returning because we need you. We need you to have a degree. Unfortunately, some of the jobs that you need to have call for a degree. You can't be a doctor without a degree. You can't be a teacher without a degree. You can't even work in medicine or in the medical field without some type of degree. The more you make, the more you have to be able to pay for your loans. And I was also talking to parents who have Parent Plus loans. Yes, no need being upset. Your kids are going to go back. They're going to get back to school. But for right now, I want to hear from you so we can tackle your Parent Plus loans and talk to the lender together so you're not being garnished. Okay? So stay with me, contact me, and I'll see you next Sunday. All right? Take care. Bye-bye. I just want to say thank you to all of my listeners. Thank you for tuning in every Sunday at 2 p.m. I am your host, Michelle, and you have been listening to Giving Light Incorporated, a nonprofit organization designed to meet you wherever you are. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to talk to you next Sunday, every Sunday at 2 p.m. Talk to you soon. Take care.